Society, I mean, we can go really far down the rabbit hole with this one. I don't want to go full Alex Jones on you. Yeah. But the truth is, if you want to control a society, you need to control the men. Because it's men which riot and cause revolutions. It's men which can fight. It's men which can really make serious change. I mean, women can scream and complain, but they can be largely ignored. But when men start to riot, you have problems. So how do you avoid that? Well, you make sure the men don't have enough will or enough gumption to put up to resist the absolute shit show they're being forced to put up with. Because the truth is, life for 99% of men in the Western world is awful. And most of them know it. And most of them feel it. And still, they will continue to pay their taxes and go to their job and sit inside of their sexless marriage because they've lost their will to resist. And this is done very specifically. This is done on purpose. It's not an accident. Because otherwise people would stand up and say, wait. What? The price of everything's doubled in the last 10 years. My wages are the same. What's going on? But no one does. So it's a very conscious effort to damage the psyche and the fighting spirit of masculine men. Absolutely.
We'll make the pain stop if you fucking apologize. And that's the most deadly trap, because for one, it's false. And two, it's like, it's giving up everything that you stand for as a man. And that's the price for sure.
Absolutely, man. Like I see these people apologize and stuff. I'm like, what are you doing? Why? Yeah. You know, like my biggest ever outrage is when, this was about 4 years ago, is when I was still verified on Twitter before I got banned. And I said depression wasn't real. And I know that's like a really controversial take. And my point was very simple. My point is that depression is a natural instinct inside of men. And it's something that is designed to show you that you need to change something about your life. If you go to jail and you're depressed, it's not because you've caught depression, it's because you're in jail. This is why. So if you feel depressed, you need to wake up and go, well, why am I depressed? And how can I change this? I had people message me saying, you don't understand how it feels. I'm fat and I can't get a girlfriend because I'm depressed. I said, no, you're depressed because you're fat and you can't get a girlfriend. Right. You got it the wrong way around. So when I said depression wasn't a clinical disease and it's simply the result of not living a life that you truly enjoy and you're not happy with, it blew up. It went huge. I had Hollywood stars. I had J.K. Rowling and the guy who plays the Incredible Hulk, and everyone was coming for me. And when this was like the most controversial I got, and everyone was trying to cancel me. And at the time, I was doing television commentary for the cage fighting here in Romania. And when I went into work to commentate, the owner of the organization called RXF, which is like the Romanian UFC, he had a stack of emails like this. Shit. Where people had Googled me, found my employment, and emailed him saying I'm a misogynist and I'm fucking encouraging suicide and all these crazy pages and pages. And he sat down there and goes, "What's this?" I was like, "Bro, in the West, this is what they do." And he was laughing out loud. He's Romanian. So he's reading emails going, "These people have no life. What are these people?" I was like, he goes, "What do they want me to do?" I was like, they're hoping you're going to fire me. Right. And the whole boardroom was laughing, and they threw the emails away, and we carried on with life because we're not in a society which is held ransom. I'm lucky to live in a society which is not held ransom by these people. Yeah. But in America, if I had a normal job, it would have been it. You know, it's absolutely crazy now. So, and what happens when you take away a man's speech? If a man's not free to talk, what's a man free to do? That's the first way you demasculinize a man. You tell him to shut up.
Exactly.
That's what happens.
Yeah, that's crazy. I have the same exact view on depression. And I've said it multiple times, and I don't understand why people are so damn outraged by it, because it's not that big of a fucking deal, right? It's like, especially with depression, it's cyclic also. Like, our lives are supposed to go up and down. They don't just fucking go up. It's a roller coaster.
Life is depressing. I say this to people. I'm depressed. Okay, well, life's depressing. You're getting older. You're going to die. You know, there's a whole bunch of people with a bunch more money than you. Welcome to the fucking real world. Life's depressing. Are you a bitch? You're going to cry about it? Or you're going to do something about it? Like, life is depressing. Who told us? Tell me where it says in the human handbook that we're supposed to be happy all of the time. Right, we're not supposed to be happy. We're supposed to survive. Now, if you're a man, you can survive even if you're miserable. I say this all the time. Give me depression. You wouldn't even notice. This is what pisses them off, because they're like, "Oh yeah, you wouldn't be able to function." I guarantee I can still drive my Lambo and fuck women. I guarantee you. Right. Try me. Because I refuse to be such a baby that I'm going to sit there and go, "Well, I feel a certain way, so I have to act a certain way." No. One of the number one tenets of masculinity In fact, it's probably the primary tenet of masculinity is acting different to how you feel. This 100%. Is the primary tenet of masculinity. Do you think the men on the Titanic felt like dying? No, but they acted a certain way because they were men. The women and the children are afraid and they're going to run. I'm afraid and I'm going to stay here because I'm a man. As a man, you have to control your emotions. So I don't give a shit if you're depressed. There's no excuse to not be an adult and make sensible decisions based on discipline alone. I'm too depressed to train. No, you lack discipline. Because I've felt miserable. Every single person has. I didn't miss a gym session, ever. Also, just to quickly touch on this, because every time I say this, people come at me and think they're smart. And they say, well, what about Robin Williams? He was famous. He killed himself, blah, blah, blah. And I say, yeah. And I'll tell you why he killed himself. He killed himself because of people like you who are telling him depression is real, not people like me.
Right.
When Robin Williams was in therapy for 10 years. If he would have walked into his first therapy session and his therapist said, look, Robin, you're a millionaire, you're famous, you can fuck any woman alive. You coming here is insulting to people with PTSD and genuine conditions, which I believe is different. If you've been through some real shit in a war, fine, you can be depressed. If you're just Joe Schmo and nothing's happened to you, you have no reason to be depressed. I'd say, look, Robin, you've got a fantastic life. You coming here is insulting to people with real issues. Grow up and get the fuck out of my office. I guarantee he'd still be alive. But instead, they start giving him mind-altering drugs, antidepressants. They fuck with his brain chemistry. They tell him to sit down and for 10 years, every day, go through every bad thing that's ever happened to you so you cry your eyes out. After 10 years of that, I'd jump off a bridge.
Yeah.
Of course, he thought, I can't handle another one of this therapy bullshit. And the whole time, they're telling him you're never going to get better. You're never going to get better. Depression's got you now. There's nothing you can do. It's in your brain. Like, come on, man. This whole idea of depression being the scariest thing in the world is what's making people kill themselves. You're giving these people no hope. 100%. I'll give you hope. It's bullshit. There's your hope. It's bullshit and you're being a bitch. Get up and be a man. There's your hope. Crazy.
Yep. Whatever it is, I'm scared to talk to girls. I have social anxiety. I'm super nervous. Whatever it is. I'm super depressed. Whatever the problem is. I have ADHD. Nope, there's nothing fucking wrong with you.
Agreed.
You're perfectly normal. That's exactly, because everyone has to deal with their shit, and it's just a question of whether you've dealt with your shit or not. And most guys have not dealt with their shit. And once you deal with your shit, I mean, we all have different shit to deal with, but there's not. It's the natural state of humans to be fucked up. Like, we're all fucked up.
Of course. And life ain't fucking easy. You know, the problem is we've given names to everything. Absolutely. And these men are being raised and they're not prepared for war. They're not prepared. They're not battle ready. And this is what's happened to a whole generation of men. They're literally simply not battle ready. They think life is supposed to be easy. They think their end goal is that they're supposed to be happy. And they don't realize that life is a fight. That's what it is. It's one big battle as a man. And that's how you have to prepare yourself. You can't be sitting there going, why am I not happy? I say this all the time. People say to me, oh, but Tate, when I was talking about the depression thing, they said, oh, but you're happy. I said, I would never describe myself as happy. I'm not unhappy. I'm not happy. The idea of happy, it's not a spectrum that enters my mind. I'm a disciplined individual who does what he knows is right to live the life he wants to live. Happy and sad is completely separate to how my life is organized. Like, I don't see this idea of people constantly being told you need to be happy all the time, no matter what. As soon as you feel a little bit sad, pop this pill. Like, it's insane. It's insane. And America's the worst for this. Everyone over there is taking something. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And we wonder why everyone's shooting each other. It's like everyone's lost their minds.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy. Clown world.
It's about, fulfillment rather than happiness is how I look at it. It's like, if you're on your purpose, if you're doing what your mission is in life as a man, if you have some fucking purpose, then you're going to feel fulfilled. In a lot of days, you're going to feel miserable. When I'm training for fucking ultra marathons, pretty much every day is misery. But I wouldn't give it up. It's the greatest fucking misery that you could possibly have, because you're going towards something that most people will never, ever fucking accomplish in their life. And that gives you the drive to go forward. You would never want to kill yourself because you're depressed in that case, even though you can be miserable and not depressed, right? I mean, it's like, that's what it comes down to.
Completely agree with you, friend. Completely agree with you. And this sorry, just one last point on it, but I said something else that got me banned on one of my other Twitter accounts, and it was that suicide is for cowards. And the point I was making is that a lot of these people who kill themselves, You have children.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how sad you are. I don't care how sad you are. You have kids.
Yeah.
And let's forget the kids thing for a second.